When I look back over my life and I think things over, I can truly say that I've been blessed. I've got a testimony. When I was a little girl in church, we used to sing that song. I wasn't really in the mood to sing today, but we used to sing that song and then they would cue the tambourines. And we sang that song during offering. And after you sing that line, I've been blessed, I got a testimony, then everybody would quiet down and someone would speak up and they would give their testimony. And there was this woman that her husband had left her. She didn't have any kids, she was barren, and she didn't have anything. When I say she didn't have anything, she was sleeping on her sister's couch. She was unemployed, all of that, and her husband left her. And she was basically starting her life from the bottom. Because I was a nosy kid. It's like I wasn't nosy, I was just listening to adult conversation. And every Sunday, this woman would have the same testimony. She was always the first one, and she was the first one to always say, I like to thank God for all the blessings around me, for my sister, for allowing me to stay at her house, for giving me shelter, for giving me food. And I'm grateful for the pastor's help, for everyone helping me trying to find a job. And I know my job is coming. And I mean, this woman would say that, and she said it for probably like 3 or 4 months, right? Going to church every Sunday. And it's interesting because over a year of being in that church with her, her story, her testimony grew and it grew and it grew. And I'm sharing that because sometimes we forget to be grateful for where we've come from personally. I don't know why I thought about her, but I did. And when I thought about her testimony being something as simple as having a place to sleep and having food to eat, we all say, oh, well, somebody doesn't have it. Like, people say it in a nonchalant way without actually feeling it. Like, there was a point in time in my life where I could not even afford to eat one meal a day. My only food was a cup of noodles. And sometimes it wasn't a cup of noodles. Sometimes it's embarrassing, but at the same time I realized, like, we are so taken care of. The universe always sees fit. And I remember sometimes I had no food at all. And this one woman, she would just be like, oh, I can't eat this whole sandwich. She's like, why don't you have the other half? And I'm like, no, thank you. And she's like, well, okay, I'm only going to eat this half. I'll just leave the other half. If you get hungry, go ahead and take it. I don't mind. Or she'd be like, I can't eat this whole salad, or whatever it was that she bought. And my pride would not allow me to take food from people at that time, like in front of their faces. But if she left it, then I would go ahead and eat it. And I think she knew that. But it's just like, I went from being somebody like that to even at another time, like sleeping on the floor for an extended period of time inside of an apartment, or even living in my car. And it's just like, and then being so sick, and when you take your health for granted, oh my God. But it's just like, I really thought about that woman, and I look back over my life, like the song says, and I thought things over. And I really have been blessed. And I hope that every one of you can realize just how blessed you've really been. Like, we all have our circumstances and our situations, and our vision gets blurry. It gets cloudy when we want things and we don't get what we want. When you're trying to like manifest and you don't see it happening, you want bigger and you want better, which there's nothing wrong with that. We're supposed to expand. We are human beings. We're created by a creator who expanded. We are his expansions, or her expansions, or expansions of the universe, whatever you want to call it. And therefore, we desire to do the same things. We start off small and we desire to grow. We always will and should desire to expand and to grow and to see more and have more and be more. And that's totally natural. but keep things in perspective. Don't forget where you come from, and be grateful. Be gratitude. Be grateful for what seems like the negative, for what seems like sometimes that darkness that you're in, like it doesn't feel like you'll ever get out of it. And be grateful for those moments too. Know that they're temporary. I just felt like encouraging people, and the message has been on my heart like all week, and I was like, girl, make time. So be grateful and enjoy your weekend. Ciao.